Hello. This is Dylan's Jams Redux. So I don't have a show this semester, but I have with me a special guest. He's my same guest I had last time, Andy Nichols, and we're here to fix a sin that I committed last semester with the fact that, well, I didn't quite play as many Yes songs as I probably should have on my Yes show when I did my episode on Yes. So we're here to fix that.
Oh, are we ever?
Let me just adjust this here. All right.
You don't have a show this semester, but
I
you've got
don't.
one, and
I got one for now.
this one will be pretty good.
This will be a pretty good episode.
How many Yes songs did you play on your show? And
not
which ones?
too many. I think I played like 6 total. I did play Close to the Edge. I remember I just squeezed that one in. I did go over a little bit on my time slot because I only had a 30-minute time slot.
Well, yeah. What are you going to play? I mean, Christ, that could be, a live version of Ritual is half hour.
Yeah, I know. It's like I didn't quite have enough time. But we're here on a Saturday.
We are.
So we can sort of fix some of the issues that I had last time.
Yeah, because, there's no deadlines. There's nobody here. It's Ghost Town, USA, so we can play.
Yeah, we have some time.
We can play a couple of Yes tracks. And thanks for having me back on.
Of course, yeah.
It's great to be back down here again at University Heights.
Yeah.
And this great station. It's a, cold February day.
Yep. In the midst of some renovations.
Yeah. The studio's got a little bit of an overhaul.
Yeah, we're getting a window in right behind you in a little bit. Next week, they're putting in a window.
Oh, they're going to put in...
Yeah, so we can see through. It'll be cool.
Nice.
And, yeah, we have a whole new setup. We got new cameras. As you saw earlier in the intro, we got a sky cam. And then we got the camera for the guests. And we have some new other equipment in the studio that will probably come in handy today.
Are you gonna? Is your goal to have another show again next? Maybe next in the fall.
Yeah, probably in the fall. Just right now, it's been a bit busy with work and everything. I've been all over the place.
Yes, you have.
Quite busy.
Quite the busy person.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to make this work after we've been scheduling this for what, 3 tries now.
I think we had a couple. We had scheduling conflicts. We had weather.
Yeah, we've had a whole host of issues. There was a game earlier this morning too. That we had to shift the time slot today.
Yes, which I wasn't supposed to work, but they asked me to work it in, so that's what we do. But I'm glad
make it work.
I'm glad we finally were able to do this, and it's nice to actually switch back into Yes for a little bit because I've just coming hot off the heels of being at Beatlefest in New York City last weekend. I'm still recovering from it. It was 4 days.
Oh, jeez.
Thursday to Sunday. Ending Super Bowl Sunday, and I left for the Super Bowl, and I saw you watch it. I saw you enjoyed it and watched it too.
Yeah, my friends and I were watching it in my dorm.
I know.
Quite a game. Boring for the first 3 hours, and then finally got.
I thought it was good.
The first 3 hours
It was
sucked.
defense, kid, and that's what you need.
I know, but okay.
What do you want? What do you want? 48, 45 all
hell
the time?
No. Okay,
come on.
The last hour was good. I'll give you that. It was actually tense.
I thought the whole game was good because it was just the chat was back and forth. I know for this era and generation of fans, it's like that's football, baby.
Fair enough.
That's it.
I thought a punter was going to get MVP. Okay,
it could have.
It came close.
Remember that one tackle, the one with the clothesline tackle? That was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
The punt that landed in the 5.
Yes,
that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
that was some good work.
And Paul was there, so there's the Beatle connection. He was with Her Highness.
I think she showed up 8 times in the broadcast.
Probably
because there was an over/under bet on 7.5. How many times she would show up?
Oh, I would have taken that over.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Did you make any money? Did you hit any boxes?
No, I didn't bet this time around.
Come on.
I know.
Last year you did.
No, my mom did. I did.
Okay. So one of you Franzes did.
No, she lost this year in the pool. Although I think.
Did any of our friends win?
No, I don't think any of our friends won. But I don't really follow it, so I don't really know how it ended up this year. All I know is she lost in the divisionals, so that's when she got out of the pool. Anyway, we're not here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about Yes.
We could
talk about sports.
We could, but, and we have like a little kind of memory lane of you and Will calling baseball games last year.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Missed that. Those were good times.
That was because we had never done it before.
Yeah, calling baseball was really fun.
Maybe you'll come back and do it again.
The guest appearance.
We'll see.
But
the topic of the day. Yes, you asked me about Beatlefest. Yes. Yeah. It was great. I spoke on a bunch of panels, met a lot of people, met some old friends, made some new friends. It was the 50th Beatlefest because it started in '74.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tying back into when I was here last time, as I said before we went on the air, Now and Then almost came out.
Yes, it was like the week before.
Right. So, and then it came out that Friday. And I remember you were like texting. We were all texting about it. And so this was kind of a special fest because it was on the heels of Now and Then.
Yep.
It was the 60th arrival of the Beatles landing at Kennedy Airport.
Yep.
So it was a bigger than usual crowd. It was at a new hotel. It usually is at a Hyatt in Jersey City, which is not too far.
Nope, not
it was
at all.
at this new TWA hotel, which is kind of a vintage 60s looking hotel.
I think I walked past it.
It was different, but it was fun. Met a lot of authors, some people from England who came over that I had met previously and who know my podcast. So it was really nice to, and my partner from Two Legs, he flew over for all 4 nights too, so it was great to see him again, and we had a great time. So
that's good.
It's nice now to just take a little bit of a break and dive into some, really cool music. I'm actually seeing a Yes tribute band next Saturday.
Oh, nice.
A buddy of mine is the drummer in a band called Total Mass Retain.
Cool. Yeah, you were telling me about that.
They're playing next week, so I'm going to go check them out. So this is a nice segue to get back into that
groove.
Right. So and we can do that today. So I brought a couple of records along. I mean,
just a few.
Just a couple. We'll play a few of them.
Yeah.
Your introduction to Yes was when?
From a very young age, my dad had played a couple of Yes tracks, mostly the 80s stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
which I now know that you don't like as much.
Not as much as the earlier stuff, which you introduced me to.
You didn't know that before I played it?
Not really. I didn't really know Close to the Edge until that one day in the auditorium when we were working on the fixing up the speakers and getting them to work in stereo. And you played Close to the Edge in its entirety over them. That was the first time I listened to that whole track. And I still remember because I listened to that track like another 3 or 4 times that same day in my car on the way home. Like, I listened to it on the way home and listened to it like on my speakers at home. I listened to it on headphones. Like I got really into it.
You did. I see. I was playing it assuming that you had known that track.
And I didn't. I mean,
you may have known of it.
I knew of it because I knew it was like, oh, it's this 20-minute long track.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, 20 minutes. That's so long. And now I'm like, that's such a great track. It's probably up in my top 10 songs, just because of how good how well it works as a piece.
We might have to play it today.
We may have to.
We might have to. I thought you had known it already. Obviously, when you look up an artist on a Spotify or Apple Music recommended stuff, Close to the Edge is one you're always going to see.
Yeah, it's up there.
I mean, and even in the genre of progressive rock,
it's one of the more known tracks.
It is. You've got the opener, the first album by King Crimson and the Court of the Crimson King.
Classic.
You see that one with the scary face. You see Close to the Edge.
Yep.
There's a few that you always see.
Yeah.
In there. Genesis, Selling Them by the Pound, also 1973. What a wonderful year for...
Phenomenal year for prog.
Well, not just music.
Yeah.
But especially prog rock.
Yeah.
You've got Close... Well, actually, I'm sorry. I just spoke out of turn. Close to the Edge came out in 72. The tour was in 73.
Got it.
But still, all the same era. I mean, Tales, which is another album we'll talk about too, that came out in 73. I do recall playing The Revealing Science of God one day when we were working in the auditorium from start to finish.
You did play that. That was another good one. I had heard I've heard like the intro to that song before. I never heard the whole thing through.
Yeah.
All like what, 12 minutes, 13 minutes?
The whole song?
Yeah, I think it's...
No, the original version is 20 minutes.
20 minutes, sorry. Because it's the whole first side. I always forget if it's like half of the side or if it's the full side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another one I had not listened to all the way through until you played it. And I sort of just fell in love with Yes at that point because I was like, this is really interesting music. It's complex. It's very detailed. It's something you can listen to 100 times and still find new parts of that you haven't heard.
Don't try to interpret the lyrics because
they're wacky.
They're wacky. I've been listening to this music for 25 years or more, and I still don't understand a lot of what the lyrics are. Some of them I do. With Yes music, I mean, especially the music written by John Anderson in the heyday. Of course, we know Yes continues now, whatever. But in the heyday, their lyrics were very spiritual based.
Yeah.
Positivity, light, life. I mean, it's very some religious overtones in a lot of those lyrics, especially in the early 70s. A lot of people criticized them for that because they thought they went too far off the deep end.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about that, like in the first couple of Yes albums and how they've kind of evolved into that, and then kind of at the end of the day they're still a rock band, but some of their music did border on that kind of spirituality.
Yeah.
And some of those songs are fantastic.
They are.
Close to the Edge, and You and I, things like that.
And You and I still has one of my favorite guitar parts of any song.
Right. So they were able to do that, I think, well. some people thought they went a little too overboard.
Yeah.
Especially with an album like Tales from Topographic Oceans. That's such a polarizing album for most people.
People either love it or they hate it.
They're like, this is just, how can you do this? And even me as a diehard, at moments on the album, I'm like, damn, this is dragging a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much.
Side 3, side 4.
Not 4.
Okay. That might be where we differ on opinion.
Well, see, side 4 live is a whole different piece. It's a whole. It's played totally different.
Live, it's phenomenal.
Right.
It's a little long.
It is. Side 3, The Ancient, is a little bit. That gets a little bit draggy. It's got the Leaves of Green bit at the end, which is nice. It's just Steve and John, which they kind of just did an acoustic version. Whenever I did see them, they would just play that bit of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. I mean, you probably don't even know all the members, the lineups, and the history of Yes.
Yeah, there's so many lineups with changing members and everything. I mean, I know a decent chunk. I know the classic Yes.
John Anderson,
Bruford, Wakeman, Howe.
Well, so it depends on what
era. Because
Bill Bruford was the first drummer in Yes, and he was the drummer for the first 5 albums of Yes. Yes, Time in the Word, the Yes album, Fragile and Close to the Edge. He left.
Yeah.
Alan White then came in.
Yes.
For Tales, Relayer, Going for the One, Tormato, Drama, and was the drummer up until his.
And those are some of my favorite Yes albums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So. Most people will say that the classic is John Anderson, Chris Squire, Steve Howe.
Squire for sure.
Of course, Chris Squire was him. He founded the band with John Anderson. Yeah. I mean, the band was Chris Squire's band. It was actually before Yes. It was called Mabel Greer's Toy Shop.
Wow.
And so, kind of in the '60s, you had these bands, especially post Summer of Love '67.
Yeah.
It became very in vogue to have these really long, weird names.
Dragged.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yep. Like that was where, Professor Long John Hair and this, that, and the other thing. Mabel Greer's Toy Shop. So that's kind of how it kind of came out of that psychedelic post '67, '68 move.
Yep.
And that's where Yes started. It was Chris's band, which then John, joined. I mean, the two of them met each other. They met at a bar. And John, by that point, was he was older. He wasn't like 21. I think he was almost 30, 28, something like that. So he was there a while, and then had kind of some solo success, nothing big. Yeah. They hadn't really made it big at all. And then those two, got together. They brought Peter Banks in. Peter Banks, actually, believe it or not, was the first guitarist in Yes before Steve Howe.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
And he's the one who came up with the band name Yes.
Oh.
He came up with the band name, Yes, Peter Banks. So Peter Banks was the guitarist in the first 2 Yes albums. Yes, right here.
Yep.
This is the American copy, and there's John, Tony K, Bill, Chris, and Peter in the back.
Yep.
And this is the American one. So
rarely seen.
Yeah.
You can't see that on Spotify.
You can't. No, you don't. You don't see that on Spotify, because on Spotify you see the proper cover.
Yeah.
Which is the UK, which I think is actually the superior cover.
Yeah.
This one, which you see, yeah. See, now, because this is, I guess, again, this is the 60s. Covers were changing based on style. It happened to the Beatles. It happened to all these other bands. So this here is an original pressing of the first album from the UK.
Wow.
Which, again, hard to come by here in America.
Yeah.
But Spotify, Apple Music, all you see is this, because this was the true cover. They actually do a cover of a Beatles song on their first album.
Really?
Which I think we'd like to play at some point today.
We could, yeah.
Every Little Thing.
True.
So
we could start off with that track.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's play it.
On the first album. See, it always ties back to the Beatles, folks.
Let's see. Yeah.
Every Little Thing.
So here's Every Little Thing by Yes.
When I'm walking beside her, people tell me I'm lucky. Yes, I know I'm a lucky guy. I remember the first time I was lonely without her. Can't stop thinking about her now. Every little thing she does for me, yeah. And you know the thing she does for me. When I'm with her, I'm happy, just to know that she loves me. Yes, I know that she loves me now. There is one thing I'm sure of, I will love her forever, 'cause I know love will never die. Every little thing she does for me, yeah. And you know the thing she does for me. She does for me, yeah. And you know the thing she does for me. When I'm with her, I'm happy, just to know that she loves me. Yes, I know that she loves me now. There is one thing I'm sure of, I will love her forever, 'cause I know love will never die. Every little thing she does for me, yeah. And you know the thing she does for me. Every little thing, every little thing, every little thing, every little thing.
Yeah, every little thing, only in the way that Yes could do it. Change it up. Did you hear? If you notice that, folks, you hear a little bit of a riff of Day Tripper before the song starts. You hear Peter Banks, the guitarist.
You hear a little bit, yeah.
You hear that little riff of Day Tripper going into it. So, their first two albums are really the Yes sound had not really been developed by that point. They were working on it. You can hear elements of what became classic Yes in these first two albums. Enjoyable. We were just talking about, it's survival.
It's a great album.
It didn't light the world on fire though. You see,
it didn't quite capture. Like it didn't. It was good, but it wasn't quite to the point where it was going to draw a whole bunch of people.
You got to remember, like same time, you've got Led Zeppelin dropping Led Zeppelin 1, which is 2 around this time. So
classic of an album. Absolutely one of the albums I consider close to, if not a perfect album. The Led Zeppelin, all 4 of them.
Oh, the first 4,
1 through 4. Near perfect.
So you've got people coming out with debuts like that. And don't forget, they were both on the same label, Atlantic.
Yeah.
They're both on Atlantic Records.
And when Atlantic's probably going to want to push Led Zeppelin more at that point.
Right. So artists had a lot more chances back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, now you get one shot at a single, and you're done. Yes got, a 3-album deal.
Yeah.
And their second album, which we'll talk about next, which was called Time and a Word.
Yep.
This is the U.S. cover here. Peter, same lineup.
Yep.
But different. Now, Peter Banks, the guitarist, is not on the cover.
No.
Of Steve Howe is. So it's kind of crappy on the record company's part. So this is the UK one. Again, withdrawn here because we're Americans and we just, we can't see anything offensive on our covers. This is the UK one. So it's got a little bit of a provocative artwork there with the lady with her legs and stuff. But of course, it couldn't have
play that in the US.
Couldn't have that in America in 1970. So again, this was a little bit of a different approach.
Yeah.
Second album, also recorded with an orchestra.
Yeah.
So
starting to get into more multi-tracking at this stage.
Yeah. So it was a little bit different and
different
sound, same lineup, and again, didn't really set the world on fire.
No.
And you wonder, if they had not made it with the next one, what would have happened?
Yeah.
But that again, some really good songs on Time and a Word.
Yeah. There's some really real classics. I mean, overall, is it as I guess number of hits on the album is probably lower than some of the other early albums by Yes.
You had a lot of stuff. She had a lot of material in this early era that did not end up on albums.
Yeah.
B-sides like Dear Father. They also do a ridiculous version. I listened to it on the way in. It's actually on the deluxe edition of the first one of Leonard Bernstein's Something Coming from West Side Story.
Yeah.
Like a 7-minute version of Something's Coming, which is from West Side Story.
Yeah.
But they do it in a Yes version. It's ridiculous. Listen to it later.
Yeah.
So things like that, they're all kind of from this era still. Time and a Word title track. I played this for you last year.
Yeah.
Do you remember the part where I told you where you can hear the splice?
Yes. You can hear the splice between the two different takes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear that at first.
No, and then you pointed it out. Now it's all I hear when I hear the song.
So when you hear it, you can hear it, and you're like, boom, there it is.
Yeah. That's halfway through the song, roughly.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll play it. But on No Opportunity Necessary, which was a Richie Havens song, then Every Day's Sweet Dreams, which is one of my favorites on this album. The Prophet, I think, actually is. I think The Prophet is probably my favorite song on this whole record.
It's a good track.
Other than a lot of the lyrics in that are pretty prophetic, which I like.
Yeah.
Clear Days. I saw them do Astral Traveler in 2008. Actually, it was the first tour without John Anderson.
Yeah.
I have to tell you too. By the way, I've seen Yes probably 35 times.
Yeah, more than the average person.
My first Yes concert was in 1998, and I have not seen them. I think the last time I saw them was in 2019.
Yeah.
With this kind of lineup they have now.
Yeah.
But between Yes the band, Anderson solo, Wakeman solo, a couple of other incarnations of the band that ARW, Anderson, Rabin, and Wakeman. I saw that version of Yes 3 times. Yeah, I think we're at like 35 shows.
A good number of shows
from 1998.
Yeah, a good few.
And I think, but the big number is between 98 and 2004. I think I clicked off 20 shows. In that 6-year period.
That's a lot of Yes.
So it's not that much in the last 20 years.
No.
Only 15.
Yeah.
But from the time I was 17 till I was about 23, they were just on fire touring.
Yeah. So
with the classic lineup, too.
So it's worth it to go see a bunch of times.
It was Anderson, Wakeman, Squire, Howe, and White.
Yeah.
From that, just about that whole time. So I'm like, if they're in the area, I'm
Why
going.
not? Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm going to see Wakeman in a couple weeks. His solo tour.
His last one.
Were
you going to go to the Wellmont show?
Yeah, the Wellmont show. Yeah. I got some good tickets for that.
Yeah, I've seen him do that show a bunch of times.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Yes Sonata thing that he's hyping up.
Yeah, he's got a new release. Yeah, he's got a new release now, and his solo shows are great. But
it's different. It's him.
Well, it's just because Rick Wakeman, if you don't know, is also a pretty big celebrity in the UK. He does TV. He does comedians.
I've seen the clips and stuff.
So he's got a whole other kind of persona.
Yeah.
In the UK, and I think I'd love to see him with a band here in America.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever seen his concerts, he has a full band.
I've seen some clips on YouTube. It's insane.
Right. He does. I mean, here's a guy who was just a keyboardist in Yes, but has his own solo career with kind of experimental albums and albums with themes and stuff like Journey to the Center of the Earth and Six Wives of Henry VIII.
Yep. That's a good one.
That's a great one, but I don't think it's lucrative enough for him to bring a band over to America, which is why
it's not big enough.
He's never. I don't think he could do a big enough draw to pay for a full band.
Yeah.
Here in America. But I wish he was. I've seen his show here. I mean, I've met Rick Wakeman in 2003 at one of these shows. I did.
Yeah.
Out at the Westbury Music Fair, and I brought my copy of 1984, which is one of my favorite albums of his, and he signed it. I didn't have a photo, but he was even surprised I had it. He goes, "You've got this? This is crap." So it's just funny when you meet people like that. But he is retiring. So and you've never seen him. So I think
I've never seen him, and I'm looking forward to it. As a keyboard player myself, I'm really looking forward to it.
Rick Wakeman is just he is the I mean, he's classically trained.
Yeah. You can definitely tell that.
He's classically trained. He actually has to wear like special gloves now.
Oh, wow.
When he plays. And Keith Emerson had to do this too before the end of his life, who was also.
I guess it's all of those intricate runs must be like.
I think just your hand just must give out after a while. It's complex pieces of music.
Very complex. I mean, you see like 6 or 7 different synthesizers around him at all times on those tours.
And you as a you
so much.
Yeah, did you ever finish building your synth?
No, I didn't because I
shocker.
Half the parts are on back order constantly.
Please.
It's not my fault. I swear.
These grand plans. Oh, Nicholas, I'm going to make the synthesizer. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, all the plans are done. That's all I'm saying. It's up on GitHub. You can check. It's up on GitHub. It's open source.
It is. Yeah. Let's play a track from Time in the Word.
All right.
Let's play the title track.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
And let's listen for that.
Here's Time in a Word.
Where it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it just does.
It does.
Yeah, I knew once I told you that you'd never hear that the same way.
In the morning when you rise, do you open up your eyes, see what I see? Do you see the same things every day? Think of a way to start the day, getting things in proportion, spread the news and help the world go around. Have you heard of a time that will help us get it together again? Have you heard of the word that will stop us going wrong? Time is near, the word you'll hear when you get things in perspective. Spread the news and help the world go around. There's a time, and the time is now, and it's right for me. Time is now. There's a word, and the word is love, and it's right for me. It's right for me, and the word is love. Have you heard of a time that will help us get it together again? Have you heard of the word that will stop us going wrong?
sorry about that.
I don't think that was. I was going to
Seems
say,
we had
I don't
a
think that
software
was,
glitch over here.
That wasn't time and a word.
That was not time and a word.
At the end of it.
Hold on, let me switch back to the camera. It appears as though we had a software glitch on our side. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You gonna stop Alien?
Yeah, I stopped it and it came back on. Oh. Yeah. Well, we have, just to explain to you, we have a custom piece of broadcast software that automatically plays our playlists for the different hour blocks. And it appears as though the software, it's called Alien, accidentally restarted itself, which is not good.
And it went from time and a word to straight out of Mumbai, whatever the hell that is.
I don't know. Well, it was fading out anyway, which is...
It was. So that was you heard the orchestra bit there with time and a word.
Yeah.
Heavy at a time. And Yes didn't actually revisit that until 31 years later when they did their album Magnification.
Yeah.
Which they also did with an orchestra as well.
Yep.
And coincidentally was John Anderson's last appearance on the Yes album.
Yeah.
And they've done about 5 or 6 since then.
I listened to the most recent one. I listened to that again.
Well, we talked about Mirror to the Sky.
Yeah, because I listened to it when it came out.
Yeah.
And I listened to it again recently, like about a couple weeks ago. I was like getting through the end of my Spotify, my streaming playlist on my phone, and it just started playing it, and I was like, it's not terrible. It's not Yes, but it's not bad.
No, I think
it just doesn't feel the same.
No, I think it's from the 1 or 2 times I listened to it. It's the best of what this version of Yes is producing these days.
It's not. It has a hint of that early Yes progginess in some tracks, but it just doesn't quite feel right.
No, it doesn't.
But it's still. There's some good tracks on it.
I give a lot of respect to Steve and Billy Sherwood for keeping the flag flying.
Yeah.
It's what Chris wanted.
Yep.
It pisses me off to no end that John Anderson is still alive and he can't sing with them.
Yeah.
Because of just politics. And, that's the thing about Yes. Oh, peace and love. It's so spiritual and positive. And then there's all this BS politics with it. And who's right and who's wrong.
And who owns Yes and who is Yes. It's a nightmare.
I mean, the politics of the band, theirs are legendary, their issues.
Yeah.
Who own, again, the logo.
The logo, the
which,
name.
And we're getting up to the 3rd album now, which is just called The Yes album, which most people in America think this is the first Yes album.
Yep, and I did for a while as well.
See, a lot of people do. Now, as we said, this was their 3rd one, and this was kind of like, you got it.
The first big one.
You're either going to make it or... Make it or break it, fellas.
And that's when they made it.
They made it, and it came out in It was recorded in 1970. Came out in 71. This is the last out. This is the first album with Steve Howe.
Yeah.
On it, joining the band, and Yours Is No Disgrace, Clap, Starship Trooper. I've Seen All Good People.
Classics.
Adventure and Perpetual Change.
Yeah. Tracks that even non-Yes heads would know.
Yeah, especially what's your favorite on the Yes album, Dylan?
It's got to be Starship Trooper.
Right.
Before I listened to Yes a lot, it would have been I've Seen All Good People, because that's just a song that I knew.
Right, somewhat on a popular playlist.
It's a popular
staple.
song.
It's been a lot of movies and stuff, commercials.
But I gotta say, Starship Trooper is just the intro is just so iconic.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's a staple. 9 minutes. Again, these are not. Simple, short.
They're not 2.5 minute long songs.
No, they're not. But yeah, this album still, and Rick Wakeman is not in the band yet, so the keys are still played by Tony Kaye.
Yep.
Hammond, he was a Hammond B3 player.
Hammond B3 is a sound that's still used today.
He loved it,
and for good reason.
And Yes wanted to go into a little more of a different direction, which is where the synths come in, and Rick could play. He had all those synthesizers that he had.
He was great at creating recognizable synth sounds and creating beautiful runs,
which we'll hear when we play a track from Fragile, which is an album after this. So even though he's not on this, and this is still one of the best Yes albums ever, even though it doesn't have Rick Wakeman on it.
Yeah,
because the music is just phenomenal. Steve Howe, the writing. This is where
the musicality is just.
This is where the bond of Anderson, Squire, and Howe really form.
Yeah.
And Steve Howe will tell you that his favorite run of albums are the Yes album, Fragile, and Close to the Edge.
It's
those
perfect.
3 are and Does he have a lot to do with that? Sure he does, because he's a fantastic guitar player, but also the maturity of Anderson as a lyric writer and Chris Squire as a lyric writer.
Yeah.
Those three coming together was like a perfect storm. And then Bill Bruford, obviously is a jazzier type drummer. His feel is a much more jazzier.
Swing.
Alan comes in and he's more of a rocker.
Yeah.
And if we have time, we'll play a track that Alan drums on, maybe, if we get to it. If not Tales, maybe something from Relayer.
Yeah.
Totally different style.
Yeah, 100%.
Heavier, rockier. Bill's fills are just more jazzier, and was what
you hear it in the cymbal playing. You hear it in the snare sounds. Like they also pick different drum sounds. Like their drum kits sound different from each other from their roots.
And that's why so many fans were shocked when he left after Close to the Edge, because that was the biggest album Yes It had.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm out of here. See you later. I'm going to go do something a little bit more darker with King Crimson, which I want to do.
And then he had a successful run over there for a while.
He did, and he ended up joining multiple bands. He came back to Yes a couple of times to reunite. He did Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe. But you got to give him the guy respect. He wanted to follow his values, and he left after Close to the Edge. But we're not there yet.
No.
Let's listen to, on vinyl, Starship Trooper from the Yes album from 1971. Cue her up there, Mr. Franz. Track 3, side 1.
Hold on.
Rookies.
I have to turn it on.
Rookies. There you go.
Find it.
Track 3.
I have to play the Spotify version.
Play the Spotify version
All
of
right.
Starship. You've got 9 minutes and 26 seconds to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Go.
that this is all confusion. As I see every day in me, I can also show with you, and you may follow.
Now, there's one that studio cut, but
yeah.
if you've heard that live, it goes into a whole different kind of section, especially the ending. That last bit, which is basically mostly all instrumental, is basically it's called Verm, but it's spelled W-U-R-M.
Yeah.
And that was like basically a Chris Squire showcase.
Yeah, and they just solo over it.
He would just dominate the stage during that with his bass during that whole thing.
Yeah.
It really became a big tour de force in a live concert, Starship Trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics, obviously, it's... believe it or not, they broke this up to be a single. The first bit, which is known as Life Seeker.
Yeah.
So there's Life Seeker, Disillusion, and Verm. They took Life Seeker and put it on a 45.
Yeah.
So, which is...
Squeezing it on there.
Yeah, no, they did. So that's all... listen, you can't go wrong with Starship Trooper. I think the studio cut's 9 minutes, but live, I think it's...
15.
12, 13 minutes. Listen to the live version on Keys to Ascension.
God, yeah.
That
I've heard
one
that
is
version.
that
It's
one
so
is
good.
that's where you get the keyboard flourishes coming back and forth, and the back and forth with the guitars.
Keys is just so great.
Keys to Ascension is my favorite live album. I know you found a copy last year or a year before. You were like, look, found this.
found a CD of it.
Yeah, and that was really my entry point to Yes in 95, 6 was when the album came out. I was just getting into them.
Yeah.
And then the Talk era had ended, and I remember reading on these AOL message boards back in the day, Classic Yes is going to get back together again, and I just finding out about the band, and I'm like, they're doing this thing called Keys to Ascension, and Rick Wakeman's coming back, and they're going to do something from Tales, and I'm like, and it's coming out as a live album. I'm like, oh my god,
this is great. Yeah, it's like the perfect time to get into Yes.
It was a fantastic time to just jump into them, and they ended up like coming over and doing some promotional stuff, and But that was, they actually did a version of Paul Simon's America too.
Yeah, that's a great. I love that cover. That cover is phenomenal.
That's again not on any album.
No,
they just did it, and it ended up being on a compilation album, but later on. So next, as we talked about, Fragile, 1972. Rick Wakeman enters the fold here, as we talked about. This is the album that really broke Yes in America. The Yes album did very well in England. It got them some tours here in the United States. They toured with Jethro Tull and Iron Butterfly. But this is the album that broke Yes in America with the big hit Roundabout. Yeah. I mean, that was the hit for Yes.
And that's what got a lot of people at my age to know what Yes is.
Because it was in an anime.
I was
going to say, that's how do people know this? Because it was in an anime, right?
Yeah, it was used as in an anime as like the closing music, I think. I haven't watched it. I know a lot of my friends have, but I haven't. But I think it was used as either like theme music or closing music for a season of it, and it became like a meme almost on the internet to use it.
Everybody knew that. Those opening chords.
Yeah,
everyone
knows the opener.
Everybody knows it because it was a meme from some anime show.
Yeah,
shocker.
I know that's not your thing. It's not really my thing either.
No, it's not. But hey, if it brought attention to Yes to a younger audience,
that's always a good thing.
Then more power to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, only like 4 big tracks on this. Roundabout, South Side of the Sky, Long Distance Runaround.
That's another great one.
Short track, and then Heart of the Sunrise, which closes the album. And
great album closer.
This is where you hear the difference in the classical influence with the arrival of Rick.
Yeah.
With this album. It's all over
the keys parts are just all over
all over. And Heart of the Sunrise, again, which is 10 minutes, and thanks to those of you who are listening. If you like it, great. If you don't, tune out.
Yeah, you have 10 minutes to go do something before you can come back.
Yeah, because the songs don't get any shorter now.
No, they don't. They don't get longer.
We haven't even gotten close to the edge yet.
No.
Or Tales or Relayer.
No.
So, this obviously was what broke Yes in America, made them famous.
Yeah.
Headliners, top of the bill was Fragile, and then of course they just followed it up with Close to the Edge.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to Heart of the Sunrise on vinyl.
Let's listen to it now that we have the correct cable to do it.
Listen for the pops, people. Oh, why is it spinning like that? It looks warped. No. Okay. Perfect.
All right. Enjoy.
comes to you and you follow. Lose one onto the heart of the sunrise. Sharp distance. How can the wind with its arms all around me? Lost on a wave, and then after, dream on to the heart of the sunrise. Sharp distance. How can the wind with so many around me? Lost in the lost in their eyes as you hurry by, counting the broken ties they decide. Love comes to you, and then after, dream on to the heart of the sunrise. You're lost on a wave, you're dreaming, dream on to the heart of the sunrise. Sharp distance. How can the wind with its arms all around me? Sharp distance. How can the wind with so many around me? I feel lost in the city. Lost in their eyes as you hurry by, counting the broken ties they decided. Straight light moving and removing sharpness of the color sunshine. Straight light searching all the meanings of the song. Long last treatment of the telling that relates to all the words. Dream work easy in the chair that really fits you.
See, they had you faked out there for a minute. They faked you out, and you heard the door open, and the feet go out, and you heard "We Have Heaven," bringing the end of the Fragile album with "Heart of the Sunrise." Again, 10 minutes does not feel like 10 minutes when you listen to some of this music. All over the place.
The record was just not pushed down all the way.
That's is that okay? Yeah. I'm like, these is like in pristine condition.
Yeah, these are not warped at all.
These are in pristine condition. Yeah, they should not be like that.
It was a little tight on the spindle. So.
On the spindle. Yeah. Well, it's a good turntable.
It's a nice turntable.
I've got the same. That's the music hall, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I have at home.
It's a nice one.
And that has the ability to plug in right for
straight in. Yeah.
Yeah. To which is great if you ever want to just
record out of it.
There's plenty of stuff that's never been digitized.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to do that too.
A lot of old jazz albums and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's perfect for that. Not a a $2,000 turntable.
No, but it's
not a $100 piece of crap in Target either.
Great though.
I think it was like $350.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good.
It's a medium size. It's perfect.
Yeah.
For what it is, but I love hearing "Heart of the Sunrise" and all those bits.
It's a great track.
It is all about everything about it. Comes back, and I've seen this done live how many freaking times. Next up, "Close to the Edge."
Close to the Edge, quite an album.
Yeah, 3 tracks, Close to the Edge.
3 tracks, it's a full album.
3 tracks, and You and I, and Close to the Edge, and Siberian Catru. We're not going to play Close to the Edge.
No.
We're going to play Siberian Catru.
Yeah.
Which is the shortest song on the album at 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
8 minutes and 57
not
seconds.
Not a long song, Not long.
Yeah, this is when Yes reaches their peak.
Yeah.
Of creativity, artistic, everything about it.
Yeah, this is like. If there was one Yes album, it is this album.
It is, and it's a favorite. But I mean, it's one of the best of all time. But I mean, for me, going for the one.
Going for the one's a good one.
It's the go-to. It's the greatest album of all time. But everybody has their individual favorites.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've often said it's you don't need to go to church if you listen to Yes music because you feel like you're in church if you listen to certain Yes music.
Yeah.
Especially most are Close to the Edge.
Yeah.
The instrument really dominant on this album with Wakeman, I've noticed, was the harpsichord.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of harpsichord in a lot of this stuff.
It's it's nice sound, too.
Yeah, and especially a lot of it in Siberian Catru, which, closes the album, which
definitely
I'll give to you now.
All right.
And you can play it. So it's the second track on side 2. Yeah. There we go. Fade out of Siberian Control takes us out of Close to the Edge. It's interesting, some of the fade outs. Like, you get so used to hearing these songs, especially that one live, that you don't fade out live. Obviously, they have a whole other way to end the song. Yeah. So in my head, I'm going, okay, they have to do this other big ending. But it's just to hear, you get used to hearing hearing it live so many times. A lot going on in that track.
Yeah, a lot going on in that track.
But you hear the harpsichord, as I talked about.
Yeah, and phenomenal drumming.
And I really think that's Bill Bruford's shining moment. And yes, for me, is his work on Siberian Control.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that Alan did not play it as well. It was just different.
Yeah.
It became a rockier thing. The tempos get a little bit slower.
Yeah.
If you've heard other versions, and especially as Yes has
gotten
older.
Live,
and it's live, and as they've gotten older, the tempos have slowed a little bit. But you go listen to Yes songs from 1973, triple live album, double CD.
Yeah.
Oh, the band was cooking. I mean, they play the songs faster live than the studio recordings.
Like, I mean, even when we saw, especially when we saw Anderson with the Band Geeks, they were playing Close to the Edge faster than the original.
Yes.
They were playing. There were some other tracks that they were playing where it was like noticeably faster than the original.
Totally.
Which is another level of playing that's just
right. And now Steve with the Yes proper version of Yes.
Yeah,
they're playing tempos a lot slower.
Yeah.
A little bit slower. Like Close to the Edge is a lot slower.
Yeah.
I get it because
they're aging and
they're aging.
What happens?
But to hear a song played that way.
Yeah.
And those Band Geek guys are just phenomenal.
They're phenomenal. Yeah, that was a great concert.
I hope so. They will be back. There's a gig somewhere in like upstate New York in July.
Got it.
They're sharing the bill with Justin Hayward, or I think with Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues. If you want to see the Band Geeks again,
I might.
It's a summer gig.
Working.
If you're not working, I think it's July 21st. I won't be around. I'll miss it, but hopefully another proper tour.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Seeing them at NJ Pack again.
Oh,
yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah. Who knows? I might mix it for them.
Maybe you will. You might.
Who knows?
Keep
We'll
up those right down the street.
I know, right?
Go right down the street to the place and go mix it. You got an in-house engineer, right? He'll work for free. Let me meet the band. Right? You would do that.
Oh, I totally would mix it for free.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how well I'd do it in a house that big, but who knows?
So as we wind down, we're going to close with two songs. So we're focusing on the early history of Yes here in the 70s. The next album, after Close to the Edge, of course, was Tales from Topographic Oceans.
Yeah.
Which proudly hangs in my classroom. You know this.
I know that, yeah. Up right above your desk.
It does. It's been there for 6 years. No, longer than that now.
Yeah, a long time.
We're due to time constraints, we're not going to play any tracks off that album today.
No, they're like 20 minutes each.
Otherwise, we'd be here till tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but we have lives to live.
Yeah, definitely.
The next, so I mean, it's and again, that music, you have to be in a different place to listen to something like Tales. It's not like listening to Roundabout or Going for the One or even Starship Trooper. Like Revealing Signs of God, Remembering the Ancient, the Ritual. You need to really focus and lock in with the music.
Yeah,
you can't just listen to that in the background.
No, it's very dense music where there's so many layers to it, where different parts are playing at the same time that you might miss certain elements if you're not paying attention.
You have to, and that's why I wouldn't, go listen to it on your own if you have an interest in it. I've scared people away with some of those songs. I've made friends with it.
Yeah.
I love Tales. It's probably
Tales is great.
I think it's like I said. I think I come back to it as my favorite album because the themes in that, especially with Revealing.
Revealing is definitely a top track for me for the band.
Right.
Like it's definitely my top 5, maybe top 3 for them.
So a little bit of ego with Anderson with that album because they had done Close to the Edge.
Yeah.
Kind of religious overtones. And then
mega hit.
And then the press had said, well, the next thing Yes will do, because they're so overblown and bombastic, is they're going to put the Bible to music. And Anderson said, right, suckers, I'll show you.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
And we will. So he loosely did that with Tales. It's based on these kind of shastric things. It's really deep kind of stuff from like Eastern philosophy and religion.
Yeah.
A lot of it comes from a book called Autobiography of a Yogi by I think it's Siddhartha. I don't know. You read?
I read that in high school.
I forget. No, I'm sorry. It's not Siddhartha. It's not. Siddhartha was the name of the book.
Yeah.
Which was written by Herman Hesse. No, the other it was. I can't butcher. I'm not going to try to butcher the name, but it's one of those Eastern religion type things, and the record is full of that. So you just can't throw it on and listen to Roundabout or long distance runaround, which compared to Tales is like
Short.
bubblegum music.
Yeah, it's like pop music.
It really is. So it's deep stuff. So we're gonna skip it, and we're gonna skip most of Relayer.
Yeah.
Because Relayer, okay, so we've talked about the members and how they shift around and changed. Tales is an ending point for the first classic era. Rick Wakeman leaves Yes because he finds the album to be too padded.
Yeah,
it's too much going on. He has since returned to it because he's played most of it live. A lot
of the pieces, yeah.
He's played a lot of the pieces live, and I was fortunate to see him play two sides of Tales.
Oh, wow.
Ritual and Revealing, which is awesome because he hated the album so much that he left the band. So to come back in the late 90s and 2000s and play it live was pretty special because he disowned that music for so long.
Yeah.
To see the great keyboardist come back and play it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So he leaves, and then Yes does an album called Relayer, which was a kind of jazz fusion, dark album. Patrick Moraz comes in, who later went on to join the Moody Blues. And be with them for like a dozen years. But he often says, he goes, I was only in for Yes for 3 years, but I'm more known for being in Yes than I was the Moody Blues, and I was in the Moody Blues for 15 years.
Yeah.
Such is the following of Yes and the Moody Blues. I love the Moody Blues, but Relayer is a real dark album. The title track, the first track on the album is called The Gates of Delirium.
Yeah.
It's 21 minutes.
Phenomenal piece.
It's phenomenal. There's a war going on. It's basically war and peace and fighting and battle. But it ends, the ending of Gates of Delirium is a track called Soon.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to play for you today. And it's basically the end of, it's the end of the battle.
Yep.
We've won the war and everything is good.
It's very somber.
And it's very somber. And this is where the kind of the positivity and spirituality of Yes and John Anderson shines through on a track like Soon.
Here it is, Soon.
Within and soothe the silence night, waiting for you, our reason to be here. Soon, oh soon the time. Oh, we move to gain, we'll reach and calm. Our heart is open, our reason to be here. Long ago, set it to right. To shade for all time, ours the right.
totally faded, totally edited down, much to the chagrin of Mr. Steve Howe. I was just telling Dylan, Steve Howe hates when Soon appears on compilations chopped up because it's part of one piece of work.
Yeah.
The Gates of Delirium, and to hear it in its full. I mean, listen, that's a greatest hits package we're looking at.
Yeah.
Designed for the masses, fine. We're not, which is what we're not.
Yeah, definitely not.
But it's interesting. Yes, took that period. Relayer came out in November of '74.
Yeah.
Rick had left after the Tales tour, which ended sometime in the spring of '74.
Yeah.
So Rick leaves. They get Patrick in. They do this album. They tour America at the end of '74.
Yeah.
And then they tour Relayer for the next 3 years, pretty much. End of '74, all of '75, and just about all of '76. All on the strength of one album.
Yeah, Relayer. It's a great album. It's not their most popular, but it's still a great album.
It is. It's their most darkest one. But their set lists are still incorporating parts of Tales too.
Yeah.
They had dropped sides 1, 2, and 3, but they had kept side 4 in. So now you're playing all of Relayer, a side of Tales. So those tours from '74 to '76 are a lot of people saw Yes then. I mean, in this country. They did a historic show in Jersey City, which I have a soundboard recording of, which was actually simulcast by WMMR in Philadelphia and 102.7 WNEW at the same time. That's how big it was. Like to do that FM radio. Yes, we're huge then.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't be touched in '76, but now the music scene changes now in '76 drastically. Why?
Do
you know
the change? Well, I don't know the reason why, but I know what it changes into.
So
shorter form rock.
So you're on the right track. The emergence and the arrival of punk.
Got it.
Prog rock by 76, 77 are considered dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Sex Pistols, The Police, all these bands are Roxy Music. They're all coming up and they're like ELP, yes, Genesis, King Crimson. You guys are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Your format is dead. It sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah.
They were wrong. They were both could coexist.
Yeah.
So 77, Yes is still relevant. Genesis now, that's different time for a different show. Genesis is still, working their way up. They haven't catapulted yet, but Yes,
they're getting some good albums out.
They are, but Yes is still clearly ahead of Genesis right now in terms of the prog realm world.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they continue through that the whole time.
They do, and then obviously in the 80s they go to the stratosphere with Phil. And obviously Duke.
And they change the sound.
And they
change
this,
pop.
and they have.
Yeah.
But in terms of Yes had to survive this changing scene.
Yeah.
With the Sex Pistols. How do they do that? Okay. So Patrick leaves, Yes, and now Yes is making another album. And okay, we have to make shorter songs, more accessible stuff.
3-minute, 4-minute tracks.
How do we become more accessible, but still remain Yes? So they come out in the summer of '77 with a wonderful album called Going for the One. Rick Wakeman comes back to the fold to be in Yes again. He's like, okay,
great album.
You're writing songs again. I can contribute to this. Going for the One. So Going for the One, that's where we're going to close with a track from that album today, which... See, gun to my head, I think that's my favorite album because it's Yes at their most optimistic, sunny, bright, cheery, and you're still getting an epic on there with Awaken.
Yeah.
Which John Anderson will, to his dying day, will say
great.
that's his vision of what Yes is, should always be, and was. So if you listen to Awaken, that piece of music, which is 15 minutes, that is what encompasses the spirit of Yes.
Yeah.
Through and through. But you had two big hits on Going for the One, with Going for the One. And the next song we're going to play called Wondrous Stories, which there was a video for it, and that really it made Yes, they were still on top of their game.
Yeah, it proved it to the world that they could still exist and
we're here,
thrive.
we're not going away. Now, obviously, in the 80s, things changed drastically.
Yeah.
Yes does eventually break up at the end of '79.
Yeah.
And they released one album called Drama, which is a great one, which is the logo of this shirt here.
Yeah.
And then they really call it quits until Trevor Rabin joins, gives them a shot in the arm, and they come up with Owner Will Only Heart and 90125.
Massive hit that everyone knows, and it's still played to this day.
So
much to my chagrin.
You don't like it.
No.
Now, see, I love all versions of Yes. And do I want to hear the 80s stuff all the time? No. But there are some gems in the 80s Yes. So
yeah.
It continued after that, thanks to Trevor Rabin.
Yeah.
But the Yes had to get a little bit more shorter and get into that. And
the 80s sound.
From the 77, 78, 79, 80, and they continued. But, I mean, staying relevant in the late 70s with a hit, which was, it wasn't a huge hit. It wasn't roundabout.
No, but
it was like, okay, these guys are still here.
They still have the juice to keep going. And
it's a great track, and it's a wonderful way to close it out.
Yeah.
So
before we play it,
yes,
plug your podcast.
Yes. So outside of the world of Yes, I do a Paul McCartney show called Two Legs, which I do with my partner Tom Hunyadi. It's on YouTube. It's on wherever you can find podcasts. They've been around since 2016. I joined in 2019. Crazily enough, I'm entering my 5th year as a co-host on the show. We go to Beatlefest every year in New York and Chicago. Our numbers are doing very well. We're just at about 2,000 subs on YouTube and enjoying. And we're just about every week we do a new show.
Yep.
And it's all, for the most part, all solo Paul.
Yeah.
Because he has such a diverse catalog of outside the Beatles that most people don't know. 54 years worth and counting.
Yeah.
And there's more than enough to talk about. So
sure.
Thanks for the plug.
Of course.
It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Two Legs Podcast.
Some great stuff
Facebook,
on there.
Facebook, all that. Instagram, we're out there. And all of our panels that we were a part of are on our channel.
Yep.
From this past weekend.
I saw them post. Yeah.
There's
some good stuff.
And I was actually able to plug into the soundboard and record this year.
Oh, nice. That's good.
So I patched it right into there. It's a little hot.
Okay.
I didn't have time to check the
tweak
levels.
it,
So I had to bring it down a little bit. But it was better than camera audio.
Yeah.
Which is what they used to have been. But thanks for the plug.
Of course.
Thanks for having me back on today.
Loved having you on. Hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
We could do a Yes Part 2 and Part 3 and
maybe
whatever.
a Genesis or something else. Who knows?
Absolutely.
We'll see how things go.
Lead us out with Wondrous Stories, John.
Wondrous Stories.